Brazos, the best of Southwest Conference volleyball, next on HSE. From the Farrell Center on the campus of Baylor University, Home Sports Entertainment brings you another Southwest Conference volleyball game of the week. Tonight, the Lady Aggies of Texas A&M take on the Baylor Bears. Hi again, everybody. I'm Kevin Eschenfeld, and we welcome you to the Farrell Center for what should be a great match because we have two of the hottest teams in the conference on a collision course. Baylor comes in with a school record 9-match win streak. A&M on the other side, 5 matches in a row, so it should be a great one as Chris Bigelow joins us. And one of the big reasons why Texas A&M has been so successful is Sheila Morgan knocking it down and Susie Wente setting it up.
Morgan, #1 in the Southwest Conference in kills per game, has cracked the #4 position and the AVCA top 20 stats. Susie Wente leading the conference in assists and has moved into the top 20 in national statistics at #17.
Baylor has had their share of injury problems. They've lost All-American candidate Corey Severson, but Susan Pratt has stepped in and played extremely well.
She's playing great right now. She's got 5 wins to her credit.
All right, it should be a good one. Two very evenly matched teams, and we'll have it next from the Farrell Center right here on HSE. The Southwest Conference Women's Volleyball Game of the Week is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, offering frequent flights and everyday low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. Back on the campus of Baylor University in Waco, Texas. Let's check our starting lineups. First for Texas A&M, Sheila Morgan, the big outside hitter from Houston. Susie Wente, she sets the table. She's the setter. Jenny Wood, she is a senior from San Antonio. Amy Kissling, the Californian. Kim Mitchell, a middle blocker from Marshall, Texas. And getting her first start, Anna Classing. She is a transfer from Georgia. Heading the ship, Laura Corbelli in her first season. Now for Baylor University, Heather Sari from Burleson, Texas. Sharon Pratt, the freshman, getting the start at setter. It's Jenny DeLue on the outside from Arlington, Texas. Erin McElwain, a middle blocker from Lawrence, Kansas. Brenda Kuntz, the outside hitter from Kerrville, Texas. And Laura Welton getting the start. In his 5th year, Tom Sonicson heads the Lady Bears. Good look at Laura Corbelli, the former Olympian, silver medalist in 1984, spent some years at University of San Francisco and 3 years at Santa Clara before coming to Texas A&M. And you see the record, 13-3, turning the program around at Texas A&M. Tom Sonicson in his 5th season, and what a job he has done this year. He has gotten together one of the biggest teams in the country, and you see that 14-3 in his 5th season here at Baylor. So this one really should be a very evenly matched match, I guess is what you would say.
Well, they have a lot of things in common this year. You know, they've got very similar win-loss records. They have continued to win throughout this season. They both tied for 4th place last year. They split with each other. Tonight's match will be a real measuring stick.
Larry Peterson will be at the net, and Michael DiNardo on the floor. There you see Larry Peterson. So Baylor comes in red hot, winning 9 matches in a row. And what they're very excited about is they beat the University of Houston last Wednesday for the first time in 25 tries to go 1-0 in the conference.
And they did it without one of their primary players, too. They're very excited about what they've been able to put together this year.
And you see this is the 35th meeting, and Baylor has had their trouble with Texas A&M, but at 14-3, they have to feel that this would be as good a chance as any to take one from the Lady Aggies. Plus, playing at home, they have not lost here at the Farrell Center. And a good crowd expected this evening. Texas A&M is 1-1 in the conference. They're coming off a win in San Marcos as they won Southwest Texas's tournament. They're 1-1 with a 3 straight last week over Texas Tech, and the week before that they lost to the 5th-ranked Lady Longhorns of the University of Texas.
Sharon Pratt going to start out the serve here tonight for Baylor.
Crowd filing in. It should get loud. The Farrell Center can be one of the loudest arenas in the Southwest Conference. The lower seating is all aluminum seating, and when people go to stomping, it can get a little crazy in here, and I'm sure Amy Kissling will be happy to see that.
Great place to play. They've got great lighting in here. Nice facility for volleyball.
Sharon Pratt, the freshman from Richardson, starts us off. And Sheila Morgan puts it down. Sheila Morgan, twice in a row, the Southwest Conference Player of the Week. We saw her last week, very impressive.
Sheila Morgan's elevated her play tremendously this year, is hitting over the top of the block. She's hitting on the left side, which before she's always played right side or middle, so she's getting a lot of swings.
So the first point goes to the Lady Aggies of Texas A&M as Amy Kissling puts it in play. Blocked nicely up front. I think it was Kim Mitchell that got in there to block it up front.
Both teams very good blocking teams.
Brenda Kuntz gets it over. Mitchell puts it down.
A&M started out with a very quick game. And there you see Kim Mitchell up on the second contact there.
DeLue, it's saved, and that's out. So the first 4 go to Texas A&M. I think it was important, Baylor being a young team, to get off to a good start. That's not what's happened here in game 1, as it's 4-0. Brenda Kuntz.
Well, so far A&M has outquicked them. A&M has tremendous foot speed, and they're taking advantage of it.
Mitchell was in the net, so the side out goes to Baylor as Jenny DeLue with the serve. And that's out, side out, back to A&M. Here's Susie Wente with the short serve.
Great
and
serve.
The ace.
And you can look for her to go there again.
And she short served Texas A&M to death, or Texas Tech to death last week.
She's trying to take Erin McElwain out of the offensive pattern there by making her receive serve.
So Tom Sonicson wants a timeout. He has seen enough as the Lady Aggies get off to a quick start. They lead it in game 1, 6-0. Back to the campus of Baylor University in the heart of Texas, Waco, Texas, where it's been all maroon and white so far in game 1 as Texas A&M leads it 6-0. Chris Bigelow, what's been the key to Texas A&M getting out to such a quick start?
I think Texas A&M is serving very well, and they're transitioning very well. They're very quick. Baylor has got to start passing well, and they've got to get that block going hot. They've got to block bunches in a row right here.
Saved by Classing.
Good coverage by Sharon Pratt behind the block. Lauren Wilton is called for a lift on that attack.
These will be 2 of the better defensive teams you will see. Baylor, one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Well, Baylor is a very good blocking team. If you can get the ball past their block, they're a little bit suspect.
Morgan gets it over. Just hit it right through the block of Erin McElwain. That's 8-0 Aggies. McElwain and Kuntz really didn't stand much of a chance there, and Mitchell with heads up at the net.
With a little help from Baylor there, Mitchell hit that over set down.
Substitutions now for Tom Sonicson as Deanne Arthur comes in along with Brandy Cantrell. Sonicson not very happy right now with the way his Lady Bears have been playing here in game one. And when you look at the scoreboard, it's easy to tell why. 9-0 Texas A&M.
There's another quick shot there. The middle blockers for Baylor are very, very good blockers, but they're just a step slow against Mitchell.
That's 10-0. Side out to Baylor. Baylor really, from what I can tell so far, not passing the ball very well at all.
They are a better passing team than what we've seen out here tonight. I think there's probably a lot of first game jitters out here.
So Erin McElwain. And put down by Sheila Morgan. A&M mixing it up at the net. Watch Mitchell with the fake.
Mitchell did a real nice job holding the middle there.
Jennifer Bronner comes in for Texas A&M. Bronner, a junior from North Richland Hills, Texas. McElwain just gets it across.
A lefty right over the top of the block.
And Bronner makes it 11-0.
Kuntz needs to recognize she's got a left-handed hitter there. Set her block a little bit further outside.
Sheila Morgan, 2 weeks in a row, the Southwest Conference Player of the Week.
Nice pass, perfect pass.
Brandy Cantrell blocked up front.
Lefty, very strong block.
And that's it. Looked like a major league curveball as it dropped right down over the plate.
Bronner hit that ball with a lot of topspin. Real interesting hitter.
Texas A&M out of the shoots fast. Timeout on the floor. We will take it with them as the maroon and white lead it 12-0. 12-0 Aggies on top. Brandy Cantrell blocked up front. Erin McElwain, but they're going to call a lift.
Yeah, they're sorry, trying to set that ball with one hand.
Saved by Wente.
Beautiful dig. Nice wipe off the block by Kuntz.
And side out at 13-0 to Baylor. Brenda Kuntz, senior from Kerrville. Mitchell. And A&M in the net, so it's 13-1. And Bronner gets the side out back to Texas A&M.
Mitchell going back to serve. We see Sheila Morgan in the back row getting some playing time. She's primarily a front row player, trying to become a more complete player by getting more time in the back row.
There's Karen Richards, a junior from Arlington. Cantrell blocked.
Nice up.
Bronner again. Nice hustle.
Effort.
It really was. Brenda Kuntz ran it down.
See a little bit of nerves here with Sharon Prance. She's got a good middle hitter with that provides a lot of offensive opportunities here in Heather Sorry, but she hasn't been quite confident enough to give her that first ball. Short serve. Good swing off the block.
Bronner. Laura Welton. Ooh, Amy Kissling.
Yeah, nice split in the block there. Wente utilizing her middle hitters very well, getting them up in the air quick, giving them the ball. She hits right through the seam in the block.
And so in game one, Texas A&M and the Lady Aggies make easy work of the Lady Bears. They win it 15-1. We'll be back to the Farrell Center in just a moment. We'll talk about game one and have game two for you when we come back on HSE. Southwest Conference Volleyball Game of the Week from the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas. And in game one, Texas A&M dominates, wins it 15-1. Take a look at the numbers.
The blocks are comparable, but kills, my goodness, A&M 11, Baylor 3.
Some of your keys in game one.
I think Susie Wente was very good isolating her middle hitters. They were hit the seams in the Baylor block. They were very, very quick. They passed very well. The inexperience in Baylor's middle blocking shows out here. Their oldest blocker, middle blocker, is a sophomore.
Jennifer Bronner came off the bench in game one for Texas A&M. Recorded 4 kills. Sheila Mitchell had 3, and Sheila Morgan had 3. Brenda Kuntz for Baylor had 2 kills. So 15-1 in game one, and A&M will serve to start here in game two. And putting it in play is the transfer from the University of Georgia, Anna Classing, a 5'11 junior. Went to high school at San Antonio Clark.
A lot of San Antonio Clark athletes out here. She's got good size and she's got good ball handling capabilities. Adds a lot to the A&M team.
And that's out. A&M picks up where they left off in game one. They lead it 1-0. That's long. The side out to Baylor. And Jenny DeLue, the senior from Arlington, puts it in play. Sheila Morgan.
Nice coverage by Sharon Pratt there again behind the block.
And the point to Baylor is Brenda Kuntz dinked it over the block.
Brenda Kuntz has been getting a lot of swings here. I'm a little bit surprised because she has been nursing a sore back this past week. Didn't play at all this weekend. There's Arthur with a nice block there. Penetrated the net very well. Excellent size for a middle blocker, 6'2".
Baylor by 1 in game two.
Great serve to Sheila Morgan, trying to take her out of the offensive pattern.
And Morgan blocked, but blocked out as Erin McElwain went straight at her. There's a good look at Amy Kissling.
Good pass. Nice, sharp, quick shot.
Now, was that intentional or was that hit off the side of the hand?
I think that was probably intentional. Kuntz has been around for a long time. She's a smart player.
Sheila Morgan.
Boy, Wente set her tight to the net. You don't want to... You put Sheila Morgan tight to the net.
Watch this.
And she's got a lot of line to hit down.
I wouldn't want any part of that. Blocked up front.
Good block. The ball is kept in play.
McElwain gets it across.
Morgan again.
And McElwain put it back at her and put it in. Baylor leads by 1, 2-1, side out to the Lady Bears. Erin McElwain, the sophomore from Lawrence, Kansas.
Nice serving strategy. Baylor's changed their strategy a little bit, going into the short serves.
Kim Mitchell with the kill. Mitchell from Marshall, Texas. There's Sheila Morgan. That's long.
Don't want to miss your serve after you've just gotten a side out.
And Kuntz. From Mitchell.
DeLu read her right, but Mitchell wiped that ball right off the side of DeLu's hands. Coming with an overset here.
Pratt did a good job just getting to that.
She struggled to get that. I was almost positive she was going to get a net call, but she saved herself.
And Jenny Wood put it away for Texas A&M.
Tough serve right down the seam.
DeLu. And Bronner.
Over the top of the block with that left hand.
Her 5th kill of the match. She's come in and lit a spark into this Texas A&M team. Not that they needed that much help tonight. Jenny DeLu.
Swing down the line by DeLu. She's a do-everything player. She's even played in the middle.
And that's put in by Sheila Morgan. Indecision on the back row for Baylor. And Morgan got it down. And the Aggies doubling up the Bears 4-2.
That's a tough one back there. Those are always hard to read. Kind of a, I've got it, you take it.
Kissling.
Touch on the block. I didn't see it. Went out of bounds there, but nobody's arguing.
So 5-2, Texas A&M.
A&M scores here. I think you'll see Baylor take their first timeout in this game.
Jenny DeLu.
Nice soft roll shot. Almost went down the front of A&M's block.
It's a shame Kissling couldn't get that across for no other reason than the great effort by Susan Wente.
Terrific serve.
By Heather Sari. That's hit long.
That's good. I think Baylor going to the short serving strategy. They're taking the serve-receive pattern from A&M, putting them on the floor, causing A&M, I think, to make some errors here.
Karen Richards checks in for A&M. Heather Sari again. Bronner.
A one-on-one situation. Wente isolates her players well.
Wente sets Bronner again.
Nice block timing by Baylor.
Up front, it was Sharon Pratt along with Deanne Arthur.
Terrific block. That block timing was so good. You don't want to run vertical patterns against Baylor because they'll load up on you 2 at a time.
That's long.
Terrific effort by Baylor.
Crowd doesn't like it at all, but it's long.
I think from our position here, we thought it was long.
Jenny Wood, senior from San Antonio, another San Antonio Clark product.
Serving Baylor deep.
Jenny DeLu blocked up front by Kissling. Nice idea by Pratt. This is Bronner.
A one-on-one situation again here. Susie Wente's reading Baylor very well. Nice pass.
And Bronner.
Beautiful. She hits the seam again between the middle blocker and the right side hitter.
The key right now to A&M's offense, would you say, is Susie Wente?
I would say so. She's isolating her hitters extremely well. She's got one-on-one situations almost every time they hit.
Side out to Baylor.
See if Baylor goes to the short serve here.
Sharon Pratt, only a freshman.
Good pass.
Kissling blocked nicely up front.
Oh, Arthur responding well. Wente goes for a back dump. Beautiful. Very intelligent. Nice little flip back over her head.
Diana Classing comes in. Bronner goes out. Bronner's played well. Classing serve.
Terrific serve down the line.
Pratt the set. McElwain.
Good job by McElwain. She's hitting off the inside of the block here.
Erin McElwain, sophomore from Lawrence, Kansas. This is Jenny DeLu.
Beautiful pass again by Wood.
Kissling.
Nice recovery by Arthur. McElwain wiping the ball off the block again. Morgan changes the pace of the game now. She rolls the shot over the top of the block, right into the middle of the court. Baylor playing that perimeter defense, a little bit vulnerable in the middle.
Mitchell comes back in, and Richards leaves.
Nice flat floater.
And Baylor in the net. I think Brenda Kuntz.
That was a tight set. She was trying to hit it off the top of the block and hit the net. Another floater floating right out of bounds. Anium serving very aggressively. Lots of velocity tonight.
And Deanne Arthur serving for Baylor. Sheila Morgan blocked nicely up front. And 2 hits called on Texas A&M. But Heather Sorry and Erin McElwain went right at it and got the block. Point to Texas A&M.
There's not one blocker in the blocking stable for Baylor that's less than 6'2".
I said point to Texas A&M. I meant point to Baylor, as is that one. So a 1-point game here in game 2.
Baylor not losing points in bunches like they did that first game.
Mitchell. Morgan.
Great dig. Nice hustle by A&M. Nice job by Baylor front court and back court.
The crowd appreciates it. And watch them go to the hardwood.
DeLu with a great dig. McElwain just tips the ball over the top of the block.
Nice. Susie Wente.
I thought I felt a dump coming on there.
So 7-7 our score. Wente to serve.
Changing up the game now, going from deep serving with velocity to a short serve down the middle of the court. Ooh, tight net. Get up and battle. Mitchell just had to tick that ball to win that point.
Texas A&M by 1.
Again, a short serve to McElwain.
There's McElwain. Jenny Wood.
Pretty block again. Run straight on patterns against that big block. Baylor's going to put it down.
It was Sorry and Kuntz up front for Baylor.
They're getting good transition here and good passing from Baylor. Pratt has got to feel more confident off the perfect passes to give it to her middle hitter.
Sheila Morgan just hammers it home. Substitution in is Bronner. And there's Sheila Morgan, and she will get set to serve. Also, Brandy Cantrell comes in for Baylor. Look at the kills already.
Morgan's got 8 kills to her credit in 2 games so far. Deep serve to Brandy Cantrell. Oh, off of a perfect pass, and Pratt didn't get it up quite high enough.
Well, a timeout on the floor. We've got a good one going here in game 2. Texas A&M leads it 9-7. We'll be back to the Farrell Center in Waco in just a moment. Good crowd on hand as they're excited about their volleyball, as Baylor has gotten off to a 14-3 start, the best ever in school history. But Texas A&M pretty happy with the way they've been playing as well. They're 13-3, 1-1 in the conference, so not too long of a drive up. And if you're watching from outside the Texas area or other places in the country, that is not anything bad. That's one of Texas A&M's cheers. 9-7, Texas A&M leads it, as we're at the beautiful Farrell Center here in Waco, Texas. A really nice facility for basketball, volleyball, concerts, whatever you want. And Tom Sonicson not happy with the way his team has been playing so far, as he called a quick timeout there. What did he want to talk about?
I think that he's talking about the passing. I think he's probably took Pratt aside and talked to her about trying to establish an offensive threat down the middle. Just patting her on the back, giving her some confidence. I think he's a little bit happier with his block here.
Sorry, dug nicely by Morgan, but it's out.
Good eye by Coots. She's yelling out, out, out over there on the sideline.
Brenda Kuntz serving.
Tight pass. Just punches it over the net.
Jenny DeLue.
Left-handed hitter over there. Good read by Kuntz. There we go.
Nicely done.
Oh, I think the ball hit the floor. Yes, the ball hit the floor.
Yeah, the ball definitely hit the floor. Although A&M tried to make a case for themselves. I think Jenny Wood dug it, but dug it late. And that happens on the same side as the A&M bench, and no arguments from the A&M bench.
No, I think they're having a little question here. The upper referee already signaled for the serve, so St. Laban cannot go in. Perfect pass by Jenny Wood. DeLue reads Mitchell very well.
So 2 hits. Kim Mitchell knew it as soon as she did it. We're tied at 9.
Mitchell, the block assist career leader for A&M. She's got a near perfect GPA. Working on her graduate studies this year. Got a job already for next August. Her name's on the contract. Oh, good read by Kissling and St. Laban. They were both back there on the back line watching, making sure it was going to go out.
Tied at 9 in game 2. Mitchell, that one may have been long. Randy Cantrell gets it across.
Perfect pass, very low trajectory pass.
Oh, and Jenny Wood found the opening. Jenny Wood may not be the most talented player on the court, but she's definitely one of the smartest.
Yeah, she is, and very experienced. I think she hit that ball right off the top of the block. There was a little touch there, I think.
Amy Green checks in for Baylor.
Tight set. Yeah, on those tight sets, there's almost always a joust.
And Baylor calls timeout. They had tied it at 9, but A&M has run off 2 straight. Timeout on the floor. We will take that with them. And we'll be back to the Farrell Center in just a moment. And what's going on here is A&M up 9, or making 11-9 here in game 2. As they won game 1, 15-1. So Baylor could be in a whole lot of trouble if they can't stop the bleeding here. Tom Sonicson knows it.
I think Sonicson can't be too disappointed with the play out here. They are playing much more consistently now. But with Sievertson out of the lineup, they lose a lot of attack potential, and they lose a lot of they lose about 1.1 blocks per game without her in the lineup. That's 3 straight for Texas A&M. That's something that we talked about in the open. And I think she's always also has about 33 aces this season. That's nearly 2 complete games she's served by herself. Not to mention the intangible of a leader. Heather Sorry blocking the shoot set. Kissling just a little bit slow on that. Little tentative. Deanne Arthur comes in and Amy Green leaves. There you see Deanne Arthur, she's a sophomore from Lubbock, and there's Amy Green, senior from Mineola, Texas. Good eye again by St. Laban. Side out Texas A&M, Jenny Wood. Perfect pass by Kuntz. DeLue. Good change up. St. Laban got there. This is Bronner. Dug well by Brandy Cantrell. DeLue changing up again. A tip answered by a tip. Amy Kissling
The senior from Olivos, California.
That's pretty good.
Los Olivos, California. I messed that up last week. That name has got me psyched out.
That's a tough one. It's a mouthful.
13-9.
Oh, tough serve right down the line.
14-9. So game point to Texas A&M.
Wood trying to serve the seam between position 6 and position 5 on the court.
And Welton can't handle the set.
Not a way you want to go out and lose a game with an unforced error there.
Well, Baylor hung tough, but Texas A&M too much in game 2, and they win it 15-9. We will go to game 3 with Texas A&M in control. We'll be back to the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas in just a moment. Home loss of the season.
Pratt needs to get off to a good start here serving the ball. I think they ought to go back to that short serving game. They were taking A&M to the floor and causing a few unforced errors by A&M by doing that.
She was all Metroplex a year ago as she was a senior at Richardson High School. And the interesting thing, Sharon Pratt came in to replace Corey Sievertson, who had broken her toe. Of course, we talked about Sievertson, broken her toe going to answer the phone, an All-American candidate, and they went to the same high school. So Sharon Pratt trying to fill some awfully big shoes. Sheila Morgan. Jenny DeLue for Baylor. And that's what Baylor needs, is to get off to a quick start, and they do just that, going out 1-0 to start here in game 3.
Beautiful serve by Pratt going again to Morgan. That's good. It took her out of the offensive pattern there.
And Deanne Arthur
finding the seam in the block.
Gives the Baylor faithful something to cheer about.
Arthur's got a nice high wrist snap there. Oh, I would have gone back to Morgan.
Here is Morgan. Oh,
McElwain, and that's why she's in the top 20 blocking statistics in the nation.
But that one out, so side out goes to Texas A&M.
Tough break for McElwain. Tight pass.
Erin McElwain used every bit of her 6'2" frame to get that one back over.
Those drop and count 1 point on the scoreboard just as well as the crisp balls do.
They do. Mitchell did a nice job saving that one. Little misdirection there.
Tough break for Baylor. That Wente said a little bit outside the antenna, and Mitchell really had to reach for that ball.
Sorry, and Kuntz with the miscommunication. 2-0 Baylor. Brenda Kuntz.
Swing off the top of the block.
Set for Morgan.
Morgan changes her pace again. Kind of a softer roll shot. Takes a little speed off that ball this time, although it doesn't look like it on screen.
Pratt setting McElwain.
Nice dig.
Brenda Kuntz.
Good change of pace.
Nice.
That's a real smart move by Kuntz. She gets Morgan to the floor. If they transition, Morgan isn't available to hit. You know, there's a cricket out there on the floor. I wish they would move it. It's right in the path of the left side hitter. I'm afraid somebody's going to squash it and slip out there.
I'm not going to touch that. Jenny Wood. Block up front. Boy, McElwain with the big block up front.
Nice penetration by Heather Sari in a double block by McElwain and Sari.
3-1 Baylor, and the cricket is still alive.
Good quick attack. Good read.
Brenda Kuntz. Sheila Morgan.
Nice one-on-one isolation by Wente.
Bronner comes back in. Jennifer Bronner has played a great match for Texas A&M.
She's got 6 kills to her credit this match. high-hanging ball by Pratt. Again, Wente using Mitchell's quickness. Mitchell hits it right through the seam in the block.
3-2 Baylor. Linda Kuntz blocked up front by Jenny Wood.
Mitchell wasn't fooled at all. Mitchell not fooled at all by Heather Sorry.
And the service error.
Ooh, not a time that you want to miss a serve when you've got momentum on your side.
Aaron McElwain.
Good pass, high-hanging pass.
Bronner.
And it's blocked. I think the block hit that ball into the antenna. No.
Yep. They're going to give the point to Baylor.
The attacker hit the ball into the antenna.
Yeah, Sharon Pratt.
With a little help from A&M.
Took advantage of the bad pass.
Looking for Morgan again.
Jenny Wood, nice. I hate to inform you folks at home, but I don't think the cricket made it.
It's lying there awfully still.
I don't think he could sleep in this much noise.
The second missed serve after a side out by A&M.
You see the damage so far inflicted by Texas A&M. 15-1, 15-9, but Baylor trying to get back in it. They lead 5-3. Jenny DeLue. Oh, man. Jenny Wood and Kissling up front.
Tough time to hit the block. Tough time to hit that block because Baylor forced such a nice overpass with that serve.
Jenny Wood. Heather Sorry blocked.
Good offense going there. Just stay patient.
Bronner.
Off the top of the block with that left hand.
They called it a touch at the net. But Tom Sonicson is he's not arguing with the call. He's talking with one of his players. But there, the service error.
I think A&M has to be real careful. That's 3 service errors here almost in succession and 2 passes over the oversets or overpasses.
And it's official, the cricket didn't make it.
But they did get it off the floor.
He was just escorted off the floor. Heather Sorry checks in, a sophomore from Burleson.
The quickest player on Baylor's team.
Bronner. Kissling. Jenny DeLue. Rubbed it off the block nicely.
An assist from their auxiliary setter, Brenda Coons.
Laura Welton comes in for Baylor, and she will serve. She's a sophomore from Germantown, Tennessee.
Wood is passing too well. They need to keep the ball away from Wood. She's passing at a very low trajectory, so it's going fast to the setter.
Wente with the side out. Texas A&M will be serving. Anna Classing.
Good pass.
Jenny DeLue. Again, Jenny DeLue. That's 2 in a row for her.
She's muscling the ball right through the block. Lots of firepower here. Again, like I said before, she's a do-everything player. She can middle hit, she can hit on the outside. She's a primary passer. She's number 2 in the conference with digs. Off speed.
Classing is blocked.
Arthur read it well. They're forcing Morgan to an off-speed game now. DeLue.
Sheila Morgan. That's outside the antenna.
Good move by Baylor. They're keeping Morgan from getting a good approach on the ball. If she's just going to take a one step or just jump on the ball, she's having to hit off speed.
So a hard-earned point for Baylor, and they lead it Wood 7-4 in Game 3. We'll be back to Waco for the Southwest Conference Women's Volleyball Game of the Week, Game 3, in just a moment.
Southwest Conference Volleyball serves up the hardest hits across Texas.
Excitement going on here at the Farrell Center as Baylor leads it in Game 3, 7-4. A&M winning Games 1 and 2.
Oh, again going back to Wood. I think that's a mistake, letting Wood handle that many balls.
Sheila Morgan.
I think I'd go for the short serve here against A&M and hopefully making Morgan take the first pass.
Amy Kissling to serve.
Nice pass by Coons. Oh, Arthur takes good advantage of that nice set.
Pratt just put it up there and put it up there nicely where Coons could do with it what she wanted.
Off the perfect pass, Pratt does quite well when she's got her confidence up.
Ooh, and that service error hurts. Baylor, the underdog. When you're the underdog, the unforced errors really seem like they hurt twice as much.
Yes, they do. Good pass by Welton.
Brenda Kuntz, well, that was blocked nicely by Mitchell and Jenny Wood. There you see Kim Mitchell, senior from Marshall. Aaron McElwain. Wenty did a great job with that one. Wood. Brenda Kuntz.
Good change up.
Morgan puts it down. Both teams scrambling there, and A&M gets the point. 7-6, Lady Bears.
A&M playing good defense, getting some multiple swings, being very patient.
Brenda Kuntz.
Oh, good quick attack. Arthur saw her, but was too late in recognition. Hitting right through the seam. She saw her, but she was still on the floor, couldn't make it up.
Boy, dug nicely.
Kuntz getting a lot of swings here. Terrific. When you hit off the top of the block, you extend your court about 3 feet in the back and about 6 feet off of the side. So you're defending a 36-foot court wide and a 33-foot court deep.
Here you see Amy Green, the senior from Mineola, coming in to serve.
The defensive specialist will add some ball handling control.
Jenny Wood. Point to Baylor. Seven Lady Bears in Game 3.
Nice pass by Classing.
Sheila Morgan.
Kissling with terrific coverage from the back row.
Oh, nice. Both teams that time.
That was a great set by Wenty. It was kind of a delayed. She jumped in the air, wait, and then set the ball.
Right at you.
Nobody home.
8-7 Baylor, Game 3. Sheila Morgan serving.
Perfect pass, good. Nice swing. Way to take advantage of Heather Sari. She's so quick off the floor. She's always there. Really hit the seam in the block. Now this is where Baylor should take advantage of having Sheila Morgan in the back row. Serve her. Nice effort by Kissling.
You're not kidding. Brenda Kuntz.
Yeah, right off the block by Pratt. Hit the seam, the high and low of it with Bronner and Mitchell.
9-7 Baylor.
There we go. Now they're going to Morgan.
Mitchell.
Mitchell saves that set a little bit low, but she tips it over the net.
Come on, one at a time. Let's go, block. Come on, Jennifer. Get your team. Let's go.
I think that ball was going out.
Brenda Kuntz.
Good swing swing by Kuntz. She's swinging really hard for someone with a sore back.
Bronner.
Good coverage.
Kuntz again.
A&M being very patient, digging up balls, getting lots of swings.
It's out. Side out to Baylor, and a big side out it is. I guess you never know how big the side out is until you see what they do with it.
Well, when you get multiple swings like that off of nice digging game, it's real tough to send it out of bounds with an unforced error.
That's a point to Baylor. Well, the intensity level has really picked up here in Game 3.
Yes, and A&M's not using that quick attack like they were in the first 2 games, and Baylor's able to load up on the outsides.
Brenda Kuntz, the senior from Kerrville, she has been troubled with that lower back, like you said, but she has played well here in Game 3.
Barely misses that ball.
Side out back to A&M at 10-7 Baylor.
Score point. Let's go.
Nice shoot set. Kissling read it very well.
Jenny Wood. Oh, man. You know, Sharon Pratt really took away what could have been a bad pass from Baylor. He made something positive out of it.
She directed it very well. She could have put it over her head, but somebody was covering back there, so she sent it to the middle.
Deanna Arthur comes in. Also Laura Welton for Baylor. There's Amy Green. She comes out. Substitutions on the other side as well, as Karen Mitchell checks in for Texas A&M.
For some passing power, that's why Richards is in this lineup.
Jenny Wood hits it long. 11-8 Baylor.
Welton trying to hit the seams in the pattern here. Perfect pass by Richards.
Kissling is blocked up front. Arthur.
Oh, terrific save, but she goes over the middle line.
By Brenda Kuntz.
Great hustle.
Dana Santleben. Is Lori Corbelli calling a play there?
She's telling Santleben where to serve the ball.
Jenny DeLue. Point to Texas A&M.
Susie Wente is setting up really well and setting the block. So all Kissling has to do is just get up there, put her hands over the net, and close.
11-9, Game 3. Service error by Santleben. She says, I didn't tell you to serve it there.
Stay in the middle. Stay home.
Good pass by Santleben.
Sheila Morgan.
Getting out of bounds.
Right down the line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that swing was out of bounds there.
No, it was in.
on the line.
On the line. Wente, boy, caught the defense going left, and she went right. (11-10) Baylor. Game 3. A&M has won Game 1 and 2. McElwain. Mitchell ties it at 11.
I think the Baylor block wasn't quite sure what they were supposed to be doing there. If McElwain was going to go over and block right, or if she was going to block middle. But
3 unanswered points by the Lady Aggies, and we will take a timeout. 11-11 Game 3. We'll be back to our Southwest Conference Volleyball Game of the Week at the Farrell Center in Waco in just a moment. So 3 unanswered by Texas A&M, tie it at 11. Jenny DeLue.
Baylor trying to take advantage of the right side hitter. I would guess that they don't feel that the block is as strong on A&M's left side.
So Heather Sari comes in for Baylor. Now what are they bringing her in for?
She's not in the passing pattern. I think probably just to change the complexion of the game, hopefully change a little bit of momentum just by making a substitution.
Miguel Wayne.
Smart shot by Miguel Wayne.
If Baylor can take advantage of that, that was a huge play right there. They led Baylor at one time 11-8. Excuse me, Baylor led A&M 11-8, and now we've got a 12-11 Texas A&M lead. Baylor plays a little bit like a young team. They can get their confidence shaken pretty easily.
Right. They play very straight up volleyball. They're not trying to fool you. Just play very basic volleyball and try to, hit the ball hard.
Side out, Texas A&M. Susie Wente.
Tight pass. Oh, crap. Very nice. Arthur up on the swing.
Did they call her in the net? Point to Texas A&M.
Tough break for Baylor. Baylor, I think, has got to stay patient here, not panic.
Wente serving. Brenda Kuntz. And Kissling can't handle it. Now Kissling was probably 3 feet inside the back line when she handled that ball. And it would have been better advised to let it go. Amy Green checks in for Baylor.
Kuntz has 13 swings in this game alone. Unofficial stat, she's got 3 kills, only 2 errors.
Deanne Arthur comes out.
Comes up quick.
Mitchell gets it down. Side out back to Texas A&M. Baylor unable to take advantage of these late side outs.
A&M staying very focused here.
And this is match point.
Baylor's got to get a good pass here to save themselves, to keep that toe in the door.
Brenda Kuntz.
Grant goes high percentage.
And side out to Baylor.
Nice little break for Baylor here. Serve top, look for Morgan in the back row.
Erin McElwain. Jenny Wood gets a side out right back.
Baylor had a tough time blocking against the combination attack. When A&M goes to that second option, they have not been able to block the ball.
Match point for A&M. And A&M in the net, side out back to Baylor.
Kuntz has to stay patient, just keep chipping away. Nice off.
Jenny Wood blocked by Jenny DeLue. Santleben. Got a good swing on that one.
For the tip, a bit low.
Point to Baylor.
Baylor very patient here, playing very high percentage ball, good timeout.
And A&M will take that timeout. We'll keep it here as the Aggies lead Baylor 14-12. What has Baylor done differently here in game 3? That if you look at the first 2 games, 15-1, 15-9, and now you're at match point at 14-12. What has Baylor been able to do differently here in game 3?
Well, I don't think they're doing anything differently. They're just playing more patiently, not making as many errors maybe, playing very high percentage. Pratt's been setting very well this last game. She knows where her players are, where her hitters are, what they need to be hitting.
Is that just to give you an idea of how important the setter is when you look at whenever Pratt has a good game, Baylor seems to play better in that game?
Exactly right. Your setter is your leader. She establishes the tempo.
Well, 14-12, Texas A&M leads it as Baylor has side out. And that's out. Service error. And we're at match point.
If you're going to miss a serve, coaches feel okay if an aggressive serve like Kuntz just served.
Jenny DeLue. And there it is. Texas A&M wins it in 3 straight. And they go to 2-1 in Southwest Conference play. How about these Lady Aggies?
They're on a roll. They're hot and they're fast.
And Tom Sonic's team, they had won 9 matches in a row, but that lady right there, Lori Corbelli, has Texas A&M playing excellent volleyball. They've won 6 straight matches, and they go to 14-3 overall, 2-1 in conference play. On the other side, Tom Sonicson and his Lady Bears go to 14-4 on the season, 1-1 in Southwest Conference play. Still, for Baylor, their best start ever, and those folks right there have had a lot to cheer about tonight here at the Farrell Center. I think A&M just dictated the tempo from the beginning and really never let up.
They did, and they were very patient. They did a real nice job. They kept their errors to a minimum. Corbelli and staff have done an excellent job in getting all of their players, some playing time and developing the confidence and making them feel like winners.
For Baylor, they're playing without their All-American candidate, Corey Sievertson. And I think the lack of experience maybe showed a little bit tonight. This is still a very young volleyball team.
A very, very young team, a big team with lots of size and a bright, bright future. They're again, still in the building process. And without Sievertson, they do lose a lot of offensive potential and a lot of blocking potential.
And in game 3, when they lose at 15-12, I thought they played with so much more confidence than they did in the first 2 games. It almost seemed that the crowd had them a little bit rattled in the first 2 games. It's not supposed to work that way, but it seemed like they were playing a little bit nervous.
Well, there was a lot on the line tonight. I mean, this is a conference match. It's on TV. And again, they split with A&M last year, tying for 4th. This was a measuring stick match. Baylor wants very badly to move up into that 2nd spot this year, or at least move up in the Southwest Conference standings. Their goals are to make postseason playoff.
Well, Texas A&M goes to 2-1 in the conference, 14-3 overall. Baylor falls to 1-1. They go to 14-4 overall. But we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and talk things over in just a moment. Again, there's the final 15-1 in game 1, 15-9 in game 2, and 15-12. The Lady Aggies win it in game 3. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back to the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas in just a moment. There you see the final 15-1 in game 1, 15-9 in game 2, and 15-12 in game 3. Tom Sonicson joins us here on the post game. And Coach, as we take a look at game 3, you say you like the 3-game matches, but you just wish you were on the winning side of it.
Yeah, tonight we should have played about 8 games. It looks like we were getting better in each game, but they played extremely well, and they had an answer for about everything we tried to do.
Jenny DeLue came in and played well for you in game 3.
Yeah, she did. We're having a little trouble with our outside hitters being a force for us this year, and we lost the #1 kill leader in the Southwest Conference last year, and Aaron McElwain. And I think that myself in particular, I'm expecting our outsides to be a side-out machine or a scoring machine for us as they have been in the past, and we struggled a little bit this year.
You lose Corey Sievertson. How big of a blow has that been so far?
Well, we lost all of her offense, and I think she was hitting over 300 in the conference, even though she's a setter. We've got her pretty much designed into our attack system, and that's probably the biggest thing that we missed. Sharon did a fairly good job of setting a lot of pressure in this match, and she wasn't getting great passes, but she didn't do a bad job. Corey would have provided probably a little more leadership and probably an attitude that we're lacking on the floor, a little bit of confidence, but I'm completely happy with the way Sharon's performed. It's really only her 5th match as a freshman.
Tom, you said one of the keys this year is your team staying healthy, and you've lost Sievertson for a period of 4 to 8 weeks. Kuntz did a lot of swinging on the outside. She had a weekend where she had to rest that back. Would she have gotten more kills if she'd really felt good out here tonight?
Well, I tell you, she didn't play too bad. I was kind of impressed for not playing for 4 matches and then coming in. She was actually, I felt, the best player on the floor tonight for us. I think probably her timing might have been a little better, but she got, an appreciable number of swings and did pretty good for us. Obviously, if she was healthier, she'd jump a little bit higher and probably put a little more heat on the ball, but I was really pretty proud of her.
She did get a lot of swings and played very aggressively.
Yeah, she's a real gutsy young lady, and I've had a sore back playing volleyball myself, and I know that it's a very uncomfortable situation. And she's probably going to be hurting tonight when she goes home, but she's never going to let you know she's hurting on the floor.
Can you tell us a little bit about Sievertson's injury? She broke that bone in her toe in 2 places.
Yeah, she broke the bone that's not under the toenail, but the one immediately behind it in her left foot. And the break there are 2 lateral breaks, not perpendicular to the bone, but sort of at an angle near the top and near the bottom. And the biggest concern is if she can stay immobile and keep the bones from displacing until they heal. And they took her off of crutches after 3 days, and she's immediately asking me if she can serve or set or do this or that or the next thing, and it's really hard to keep her down. And we're concerned that if 2 or 3 weeks go by here and that thing hasn't started to mend, that they may have to operate and put some screws into it.
Sure. I'm sure she is trying to keep her physical training up. What has she been capable of doing? Is she doing any bicycling or swimming at this point?
Well, they've got her on a bike where she plants her left heel as opposed to her toe, and so we're keeping her lower body in shape with the bicycle. And then she's actually on a complete upper body weightlifting program. She works out about 2 hours a day right now, so she's not going to be game ready, but physically she'll be ready when she does come back.
How does the rule work with the NCAA as far as getting a medical red shirt? Being that even though she is only a junior, is she going to be eligible if, in fact, it would come down to surgery or something like that?
No.
Would she be eligible?
You're allowed 20%. No more. She can participate in no more than 20% of the participation opportunities, provided you make a decision before the first half of the season. And that's my understanding of the rule. She has exceeded the 20% participation level. We've looked at it pretty closely.
It was something, though, that you definitely thought about, right?
Oh, you bet. Yeah, she was. We felt that she is a legitimate All-America candidate, and she was just beginning to play and put the numbers up. The team was playing very well. It would have got her the recognition within the context of our team, and we tried everything we could, and we've got a great compliance department, and we knew from the outset that it would not even be reviewed by the conference.
Getting back to the game here, what was different in Game 3? I know you said if we had played 8 games, we would have gotten even better, but you get better and better and better. What's the difference here in Game 3? What is your team doing that you weren't doing in the first 2 games?
Well, the execution was a little bit better. Number one, I felt actually that our team was mentally ready to play, but they were awfully tight and really didn't allow themselves to make the plays physically. As we went on, we realized that we were contributing as much to our failure as A&M was to their success, and I think a little bit of confidence. And I just noticed from watching the play-by-play here that A&M missed a lot of serves. That helps us side out, but they made a few mistakes. We made a few of the good plays, and it was beginning to reflect in the score. And I think we were tied about 11-all somewhere in there, and then we just had a lapse, and they played well, and then it was over.
That's one of the byproducts of youth, though, right?
Yeah. We this past weekend we had 4 sophomores and a freshman on the floor, I'm not sure if we were in that lineup tonight, but we're fairly young, and tonight's match is disappointing. Playing in front of our home crowd and having the opportunity to be on television, those sorts of things are all disappointing not to have played well. But down the line, I'm sure they're going to look back and they're going to use this to their advantage.
Losing a major contributor like Severson in your program, does that change your season goals any at all?
Well, no, it just, I think, modifies the way we're going to go about getting to where we want to be. Our primary goal this year is to make the NC2A tournament. The easiest way is to win the conference tournament championship at the end of the year, or to place in the top 3 in the conference during the regular season. So those are still 2 of the goals that we have. I'm not sure if currently we're capable of really winning the championship outright if Texas is playing as well as they have been, because they've got an outstanding team. But barring the fact that we finish in the top 3, then we've got to look at our overall one-loss record, and I still think that we're going to do pretty well.
Up 6-4 in Game 3, Baylor right now, as you're looking at, as we replay Game 3 of this match, we're visiting with Tom Sonicson, the head coach of Baylor University, Kevin Eschenfelder and Chris Bigelow back at the Farrell Center. And Game 3 was a matter of, seemed like the jitter, maybe the biggest thing, the jitters seem to have subsided a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I'm noticing and watching it right here is that we got very one-dimensional. We were setting strictly outside. Only 2 or 3 times did we attempt to attack the middle, and that's, if you watch, our passing on transition is not very good. And Jenny DeLue, who's been hitting here the last couple times, she's made a few fairly good hits, but A&M is in the right position and executed to make a dig. So what had been the strength in years past, we don't really have that ability this year. We're actually probably stronger offensively in the middle than we are on the outside, and without that opportunity to run the middle, I mean, we were ripe for being knocked off tonight.
All right, Tom Sonicson, we appreciate you stopping by here on the postgame. Good luck the rest of the season. Lady Aggies win it 15-1, 15-9, and 15-12. We'll be back to the Farrell Center in Waco to wrap things up in just a moment.